one day, like I was telling you guys about the abalone, one day, Dan Reimer, who's one of the guy in the middle picture of three of us.
Oh, at the fish market, yeah. Actually, we have that picture here.
Yeah.
You know what, I'm gonna walk
Right
in front of the camera. It's terrible etiquette, but why not? Here you go.
Okay.
Show them that photo.
Right here.
Let me zoom in a little bit.
You can tell when you're ready.
Go ahead.
Okay, the gentleman in the middle, his name was Dan Reimer.
With the white jacket on.
Yeah.
And we're going to have this picture on the Godfather at FishermansWharf.com so you can see it.
Yeah. So anyway, he's coming down the wharf driving with a van full of abalone.
You can put that down.
And there's these two guys that are drunk. Anyway, one guy said something to the other, and next thing you know, I guess Dan got in a fight down was making the turn with one of these guys. So he pulls up in front of the market, and we're starting to unload the truck, and here comes the two of them. I'm in the middle unloading the truck. Dan's on top handing me the boxes. They have little cases of abalone, and this guy was pretty big, and he tells me, I want him. I told him, if you want him, you got to go over me. And then I told Dan, go inside because this guy is getting antagonized. So anyway, Dan goes inside, and there used to be a side door to the fish market where we had shells, all kind of expensive shells, and a place where you could have cocktails and beer. So anyway, Dan's sitting in there, and this guy goes through the side door and jumps him. So now I see this, and I run in there, and I'm grabbing him, and we're fighting. And we're hitting the walls, banging it, because I'm holding him, pulling him off him, and we're banging the walls, and all these shells are falling off, breaking. So anyway, I finally got him outside. And then this other guy with them, now there was a wife and their kids with them. So this guy thinks he's going to throw a punch at me. And you know, slow motion, I mean, I could see it coming for a minute and a half. And I just backed up, and I happened to look to the side, because I was going to just give him a shot. And I looked to the side, and there's his wife and kids crying. So I just backed up. I just dropped my hand. I'm not going to embarrass this guy in front of his family. So we called the police came, and we didn't press charges. We just said make sure they leave. But that's one of the incidents that happened down there.
At the Peninsula Fish Market?
At Peninsula Fish, yeah. Well, there was some rowdy, back in those days, Fisherman's Wharf, there were some tough spots. Like I said, when I worked in the bar, those guys used to, when I was bartending at Wharfside, when I first started there. And back in those days when I started working at Wharfside as a bartender, I was working construction, or I was working with my cousin in tile business, and I used to mix all the cement by hand and carry it in two 5-gallon buckets filled to the top, up and downstairs. So I was pretty buffed. And so those guys knew, don't mess with me. A couple of times I would grab the bottles, and I would have the neck in my hand, because they used to use it a lot of force to pick, to grab the buckets or whatever. And I would grab the bottle and I'd have the neck in my hand. So those guys, so they when I told them that's enough, they were pretty okay, because they get rowdy as they could get, but once I had enough. I remember the first day I worked, and a lot of these guys knew me because I was with the fish market down the street for a while. First day I worked there, who wants to eat the glass? Can I eat the glass? No, you can't eat the glass. Can I rip my shirt? It's your shirt, I don't care. And that's how goofy some of these guys were.
When were you working at the Wharfside bar?
I was about 30, I think I started working there, I was 38. And I stayed there, I was there for 17 years. Bartending and then managing.
So we're talking like mid-80s?
Yeah, probably mid-80s to late. Yeah. Then I became a manager, night manager. That was a joke.
What do you mean?
Because I was the manager, right? But I don't know table numbers. So people would come in and they would go, I'd seat somebody upstairs in the dining room, and I'd tell the waiter, if it's in the kitchen, you got a table out there. He says, what table? I said, look for the menus. If it's all of the menus, that's the table. Yeah, we had a lot of fun there too. Crazy times.
How long did you work there?
17 years.
At Wharfside?
Yeah.
So you worked at the market 17 years and
Yeah,
then Wharfside 17
yeah,
years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Long time.
So do you remember when you would have quit there? It had to have been in the 90s.
Yeah, I quit there when I went to work for Dominic at Domenico's and Sammy.
Oh, okay. When do you remember what year that we used to, well,
About 8 or 9 years ago. At least, yeah, something like that.
so like 2010
Yeah.
or
No,
2008?
Even, well, this is 15, yeah.
Yeah.
2000, yeah, probably. And then I worked for the Sam and Don Mercurio. I knew those guys since they were little kids.
What'd you do with them?
Well, they used to come to the fish market.
Oh,
Johnny
right.
I told you that, right?
Yeah.
Johnny Pistol's nephews and get fish. And I would tell them, now they're signing my check, to sign the bill. How things happen, huh? Back then, though, they were two little kids working for their Uncle John Pistol.
And now,
The captain's gig.
oh, okay.
Now, he was original Captain Gig.
No
John
kidding.
Pistol. He's the one that opened it up, yeah. Now when they changed the name, I think it's something else now. But it was Captain Gig for years and years and years. After Johnny left and opened the whaling station.
What are you saying, Captain what?
Gig.
G-I-G? Gig? Oh,
Captain
okay.
Gig.
And now they own and operate Domenico's on the wharf.
Well, Sam and Dominic, yeah, they're the owners of the Domenico's on the wharf.
Nice. And you've been working for them for 7-8 years now?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then and you're a bartender there still, and when do you work?
I work, I gave up a little of my shifts. I'm getting old now. So I used to work Saturday night. Now I work Saturday day, Friday night, Thursday night, and Monday day.
Okay, so people want to come down to the bar and grab
Yeah,
a
there.
cocktail margarita?
Yeah?
And once the books are out, they can get an autograph?
Oh yeah, no problem.
Outstanding.
Yeah. So